The Alley Theater has been one of the most important theaters in the United States since the Second World War. I mean, really, when you look at the history of the Alley, you can say that the regional theater movement really started in Houston. And what Nana Vance was able to do there sort of set a bar for the rest of the country, for what the theater could aspire to be, the theater as a kind of spiritual center of a community. And what that woman unleashed back in the late 1940s continues over the decades and decades since.
This campaign is the legacy of Nina Vance. And this theater is Houston's theater. And now we want to invest in the future. We want to make sure that the Alley is in great shape for future generations.
This is only the fourth artistic director that the Alley has had in 72 years. And it couldn't have been more important to make sure that we had the absolute right person for the Alley at this time.
And so this was our chance to really help shape the future. And the work on this stage and the people that put it here.
Rob is part of a new wave of artistic directors, and he will create work at the Alley that is individual, that is unique, that is distinctive, and that is deep. I think the Alley is going to have an explosion of creativity that will not only be important for Houston, I think it's going to be important for the whole country.
I can feel the momentum of the Alley and the enthusiasm of the Alley already. I have inherited a really, really strong, robust organization with people who are incredibly resilient, incredibly passionate about what they do. And I just felt like, wow, Houston is committed to the arts, and Houston loves their arts.
If you invest in the artistic product, the quality of the work on the stage, the audience here respond, and they come out in large numbers. So as part of this campaign, we're investing $1.5 million extra a year in the artistic product. With these funds, what is your vision?
Well, the first thing is I've got to make sure everybody who loves the Alley continues to love the Alley. To come to the Alley and feel like this is the theater I've been coming to for 40 years and I still love it. And then to bring a lot of new diversity. Opening the Alley up to more of Houston.
And so you're balancing the need of the community so that your theater is at the heart of the community, and the community is at the heart of your theater.
In the same room.
In the
same room.
Yeah.
To have a shared experience where everyone is focusing and participating. For this moment, you are all going to have the same feelings and empathetic moment about what is happening on that stage. And you all have to experience and be in the same room together.
There's a connection there.
As a family.
There's a family feeling. And the community, the DNA of that community is the Resident Acting Company, because that is the backbone of this organization.
Every famous theater, every major theater in theater history had an acting company. And the Alley Theater is one of the only theaters left in America with an acting company. And I feel like, you know, in a time where you mainly see movie stars playing themselves, we don't have as good an understanding of what great acting looks like. But when you see Elizabeth in The Mousetrap and in The Humans playing two totally different characters, the same person, you really get a sense of what a great actor is.
It's amazing to me to feel like I can now work with actors that come in from New York that are twice my age, and I've done 3 times the number of roles that they've ever done.
I bet.
It's a great privilege.
You know, I feel like a theater this size also has an obligation to be a model for other theaters in the field and to be a leader in the field and be doing work, initiating work that will start here and then go out into the world.
That excites me. A company that still feels like it is organic and is growing, that knows where it wants to go and is willing to experiment and is not locked in to what it did the last 60 years.
I mean, there's so much from the past, but I'd point out that this is an interesting moment in terms of what's happening right now. In Washington, D.C., we have Running Queen of Basel by Hilary Bettis. In New York City, we have The Cake Running, which is a play we developed in our Alley All New Festival. Described the Night by Rajiv Joseph, which we commissioned and premiered and developed. And it also went on to win the Obie Award for Best New American Play the year that it was produced here.
What the Alley does in supporting new work is really vital. And that travels on. That reverberates to other regional theaters, to New York City, to Chicago, and around the world.
And I think the Alley, I mean, you're strong because because of the people here, but you're also strong because you faced these huge difficulties in the past 2 years, Hurricane Harvey.
We were in the first week of our rehearsals for Describe the Night, which was the world premiere of my play, and we had been told there was a storm coming. The storm was supposed to last a few days, and the rains came and didn't relent, and the city became submerged with water. 2 days into it, I think, we walked down to the theater, and I took a video of the water flowing into this door. The walls broke, and the water was just pouring in. The entire house of the theater, the entire stage of the theater, was under about, 15 feet of water. I immediately just assumed that the play was done, like it was not gonna happen. When I ended up meeting with Dean, he said that they had found a new space and that we were gonna continue with our play, which was extraordinary to me.
And we looked at him and said, oh no, we're doing the play. We're doing the play right on schedule at U of H. And it was unbelievable.
The show must go on.
And it did. Yeah.
We're going to make sure that nothing ever gets into this building again. And we're working with FEMA on this. We're putting waterproof doors on all the exterior doors, whether it's on the garage side, or whether it's on the street side, or whether it's on the tunnel side. We will be completely protected going forward in the future.
But that said, we also had to figure out how we're going to pay for all this, because it is our building. So part of the campaign has a rainy day fund in it and financial security moving forward.
This campaign affects every part of our operation. We've set up a rainy day fund just for operating, and then we've set up another fund for capital improvements. We're also raising about $22 million, doubling the size of the endowment, $16 million for artistic initiatives. And then finally, of course, we've got paying for Harvey.
There's such potential for the Alley to just burst forward, and it just needs that bit of support to get us across the finish line. So
This is the moment where you have to take a huge leap forward. If you stop and say, we've done it and we're set and we've got our new artistic director and we've got our theater, then we're going to languish.
This place has been my artistic home for 32 years. I've benefited a lot. It's given me a life in the theater. And I want other people to benefit. I want other people to profit from it the way I have.
And at this moment in history, what we all depend on is private philanthropy. It's clearly not a moment when the government is supporting the nonprofit arts. That's not where we can look. So what I can say is that you're not actually giving to the theater, you're giving to the whole community. And that's the real benefit ultimately from philanthropy. You are benefiting from helping to create a community in which you can live.
I'm hoping that the Capital Campaign will allow people from all the communities of this city to be able to see themselves up there and to also know that they are welcome in this house.
This campaign is about the future. This is about the future of theater in Houston. And if we don't do this now, that quality is not going to go on. So it's necessary right now.